Welcome to New Stripe City, a YouTube channel for diehard Bengals fans. I'm your host, Ace Boogie. I'm here to just get my thoughts at halftime with the Bengals up 13-10 against the Baltimore Ravens in M&T Bank Stadium. The one thing that I would say is this. The Bengals came out aggressive early. They're playing continually how they've really played for the most part on defense this season, really doing a great job against Lamar Jackson in that offense, given that it's one of the best offenses in the NFL. I feel like at first when they came out, they did extremely well against the read option. That was one of the things I was worried about. And they did some things well. They pretty much tried to limit Hollywood Brown, Rashad Bateman, some of those passing weapons for the Baltimore Ravens. They have allowed, however, Mark Andrews on one drive. That's really been what it is. Mark Andrews had that one drive where he just happened to have two 20-yard catches. So they've got to clean that up. Definitely in the second half. But overall, the defense has come to played extremely well. 3 sacks against this Baltimore offense. Clearly, what they've been doing is definitely paying off. And then we talk about the offense. The Bengals did some creative things. Yes, I do have the Chase jersey on, my guy. The Bengals have done some creative things. I like what they did there. They're game planning against this Baltimore Ravens pass rush, with them wanting to do this thing with sending the blitz and stuff like that. What they've done is they brought C.J. Uzomah into the backfield with Samaje Perine to help assist and keep that off of them. And the results have been no sacks given up in the first half. That's what you would like to see, especially with a Ravens team that has done a great job of getting after the quarterback this year. A lot of people don't realize that, but the Bengals offensive line, and you can't even just say the offensive line, the tight ends, the running backs, they're doing a great job of keeping Joe clean. Joe is also playing amazing in the pocket, stepping up, not being afraid, maneuvering out of what would be sacks there to make plays. The first half, their strategy was to try to go to T. Higgins a lot. I think he had about 11 targets. For me, it's really been he's been draped in tight coverage, and there were 2 missed defensive pass interferences, I feel like. Those should have both been pass interference. One of them, his hand was being held down. He was only able to get one up. There was another one right before the half. But right after that, Jamar Chase gets into it on this second, on this 2 minutes left, right before the half. You guys already know how we do when it's right before the half. We're going to go out and get points. And Jamar Chase started to beat Marlon Humphrey a couple of times on that. Marlon Humphrey was also beat by C.J. Uzomah on a long, deep touchdown. So this Bengals offense is definitely playing and came to play. Everything wasn't perfect in the first half, right? But to be in this position, up 13-10 at halftime, they got to keep that momentum going, especially in the second half. The defense is playing amazing. Cheeto, I can't say it enough. He's doing well. Not only just Cheeto and some of these guys, Logan Wilson playing well as far as tracking Lamar Jackson down. The defensive tackles, I think, have really shown up. Larry Ogunjobi has been blowing this game up, reading a lot of plays and runs and stuff like that. He's always been in the backfield. Shout out to Sam Hubbard. He's got a sack. Trey Hendrickson doesn't have a sack yet, but he has been wreaking havoc on Alejandro Villanueva this entire game. You have to assume in the second half he is going to get home. You talk about DJ Reader. He's making plays out there, right? So outside of that, the Bengals have just really been playing extremely solid defense. We hope that it continues in the second half. In the second half, they got to do the same stuff that they did in the first half. Play extremely stiff, but what they have to do, and that's stiff on defense, but on offense, they've got to attack this team more. They got to be more aggressive while also keeping Joe Burrow upright, right? The Ravens weren't able to play and load that box as much on that last 2-minute drill drive. And I'm actually thinking one thing that the Bengals could do, this is just me, one thing that the Bengals could do is they could run a hurry-up offense against the Ravens and allow them to keep that personnel that they have on the field. That way they could possibly keep Patrick McQueen or somebody like that on the field. But you have to give it up to Anthony Averett. I will say this. I thought that he was a guy that they could go at, especially with the game he had against Michael Pittman. But he's been solid. I still feel like they should have called 2 pass interferences on him. But he held his own so far for T. Higgins. I don't think that you keep that from you going to T. Higgins. They were able to do some things on the run game when they did choose to run with Joe Mixon. We'll have to see if they're going to continue to jump on that run in the second half. It hasn't been a huge part of the game, but when they have run, they have been pretty effective at doing it. So we'll have to see there. We haven't seen any Chris Evans in this game so far on the offensive side, only on special teams. You have to wonder if they're going to do that. But there have been some times that you haven't seen Joe Mixon because Samaje Perine seems to be the better pass protector or the better pass blocker on that. So we'll have to see how they switch that up in the second half. I think that you would also like to see more targets to Tyler Boyd if possible. I think he's got about 2 catches so far in this game. You would like to get him more involved. You got to go to Chase. They haven't taken a deep shot to Chase yet. You got to assume that's probably coming in the second half. So far, if the Bengals continue to play like this is a game that they can win. It's winnable. They just have to keep that momentum going. They've really shut Lamar down as a passer and forced him to kind of be a runner, and he's taken some advantage of that at the end of the half with some of those runs. But I think overall they have done a great job. We have to see if they can hold on and pull out this game. If they do, it is huge. So please hit that like button. I'm going back and headed back to my live stream. We're streaming that right now. We're also doing a giveaway where if you hit that subscribe button, once we get to 15,000 subs, I'm going to buy you guys a jersey of your choice. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this with your friends. And as usual, I'll leave this with a who day, all day, every day, and especially on Sunday. Let's go.